COVID-19 by the looks of it, and not wanting to even be tested at a time like this.
Yeah, very good afternoon to Simpio. Certainly, that is the fears and the concerns of the authorities here in the province of KwaZulu-Natal. You remember that we've been reporting since we've been here this morning that it was a tip-off that came from one of the workers inside this building just across from us that reported that there were apparently employees that were being locked inside and unable to get out, but also apparently saying that there was concerns as some people were presenting with the flu-like symptoms, and thus the authorities, as soon as they got that information, then bringing in the police to do their initial investigations. And of course, last night, police or law enforcement agencies then descending on this distribution center. You can possibly see behind us, it's not as busy as it was in the early hours of this morning, and throughout the day there was scores of health workers, health officials that were here, various law enforcement agencies as well, the South African Police Force, the South African National Defence Force that were here, and going through floor by floor, getting out all the people that were said to have been inside the building, and then they all then went through a screening process. Of course, there was, we are told, around 300 or so people that are inside the building. They work here, but many also reside in this building. At the moment, we have been trying to get hold of the health department here in KwaZulu-Natal, and just from the police and other sources that we've been trying to get information from, it has been quite difficult for us to get an information in terms of what the police have been able to find as yet, and the health officials that were here. We don't yet know whether or not there is, and one suppose that, of course, we're not going to get the results now or today, possibly later, any of the results of the tests that were being done. But what we do know is that they combed every corner of the building. They are still inside as we speak. The health officials, some are still inside the building. Many of those that are here have now collected all the samples. Of course, it was also not just swabbing each and every person that they found, but it was also getting the details of all the people that were here. So that was going to take them quite some time. Other departments that were here, of course, were also customs, we're told, SARS, as well as the Labour Department, and each are going to be conducting their own investigation as part of a big investigation, of course, that is going to be led by the South African Police Service. As you can just see now, the whole section of this street, and this is the main street in the Durban CBD, this is Pixie Kaseme Street, formerly known as West Street, has been cordoned off. There's a heavy police presence, as you see how the military is also on site as well, providing support for the South African Police Service. We're, of course, on site, and we continue to try to get as much information as we can from what is happening, as this is a developing story, Simpio, that we're going to be following, of course, throughout the day. Back to you, Simpio.
Yeah, Ayanda, just very quickly, I suppose one question would be, one, to have such a massive police presence should be the inclination that there's some sort of danger that these people inside may be providing. Is that the sense that you're getting from the police? And two, I suppose then, are the people inside also being issued with either protective gear or hand wash liquid, or perhaps even sanitizers of any sort, which perhaps could be helpful in a process like this, just outside of just testing them?
Very important questions you raised there, Simpio, and this is what we were told what actually was the concern from the authorities when they received this information as a tip-off, saying that inside people did not have the necessary protective gear, no gloves, no masks, there were no sanitizers, and also in terms of trying to observe the social distance, that people were apparently in numbers that were locked up in various rooms inside the building. building, and that was the biggest concern. This information coming to authorities just yesterday, Simpiwe, and they within hours launching this massive operation. I must say this has been the biggest operation linked or related to COVID-19 that we've had here in the province of KwaZulu-Natal. So they are certainly very much concerned, and as you see behind us, the building is now under lockdown and is going to remain so until the authorities have done all their work. We do not know at the moment whether or not they have now been provided, those that are still inside, but because the health officials have been here, one supposes that they have been given the necessary gear and equipment to protect them. Simpiwe.
Our very own Ayanda Mhlongo, thank you so much. Ayanda, it is the other A, however, in studio. It's Arabile and not Simpiwe, but nonetheless, doesn't matter. Thank you so much for that, of course, out in KZN, giving us that story, of course, and we'll continue to get updates on that. And it is certainly a difficult one as you get these cases spread it out in certain parts of the country. It will be difficult to mobilize, whether it be health officials, whether it be police or the National Defence Force for that matter, in areas that are unfortunately inaccessible, unlike where our reporter Ayanda Mhlongo is certainly at that point.